Okay, good late afternoon, everyone. Mike V Power Hour. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. You know, there's always another trade. A couple of things I'm going to say. As always, you at the beginning of the week, okay? When you go into TradeGateHub, besides the Spanish room, by the way, which I mean, I took 8 years of Spanish. I don't even know. I know two words. It's amazing how I only know two words after doing something for that long. Right, go in the Spanish room, but the general room is where everybody posts and where you want to be and should be. But, and by the way, the same thing happens for Coach Market Daily Analysis. There's all coaches of posts. So Sunday evening is usually where I start posting, if not Monday night. But go in Mike V's room. Again, my point being, it's Sunday. A lot of not trades, data that's dynamic, that's pertinent throughout the week or some sort of plan. I'm not giving a trade, on Sunday night when I'm posting and I think it's going to happen Wednesday. How the hell would I know that? But what I do know is that this is part of my weekly plan. Good evening, Mike V. Always click images to enlarge, and if not so, then you can go to appearance. Look at this thing. You know what? Appearance will blow this freaking thing up. How you doing? All right. Here's the economic calendar for the week. Okay, for those of you that maybe that are a little bit older, this is what used to pin on the refrigerator. This is it to navigate. Some catalyst throughout the week. This being Monday, though. All right, tariff watch already news out. AXTY core weave. A volatile week of trading. Wow, boy, that's ironic. As CoreWeave takes calls, and you know the trusted data, and I will go show you the data. CoreWeave has calls. Let's keep going. Notable companies reported. Domino's Pizza already reported. VIR reported. Write that down. The Myrna. Some of these drugs are still going up. All right, you get the picture. Okay, my point. I got to get into some trades for the OGs. All right, all the go through the data in the Mike V Daily room, and there you go. It's uninterrupted data, and then you go into the general room and you know what to do with it. Okay, so please scroll up. The three main important things with TradeGateHub. Okay, first of all, it's free and always will be, even though there's a massive team of probably 100 years experience behind us, including Coach and I. It takes money, and that's how to show you how just exactly big this is. Tradeview Markets, one of the best brokers out there, and that's why we can afford to do what we do. Is me trading profits for profits. All right, scroll through. You get the picture. Thank you, buddy, for everybody tuning in. This was last night, this was this morning, current fear and greed. All right, so I don't want to say there's an anomaly going on. It almost literally feels like the dot-com bubble, what's going on with these software stocks and Claude GPT and Claude Chat, Claude Bot. It's just taking over everything. Just as I didn't turn off the computer. I walked away from my desk, turned off the computer. I walked back. I was gone for an hour, which is an eternity. I come back and they got IBM. Look what happened to IBM. For those that are not in front of the screen, also can hear what I'm saying, but also take a gander at IBM. There we go. Okay, three most important things. TradeGateHub, my point, is always going to be free. Scroll up. You're gonna learn more by scrolling through data and the conversations that were had, good and bad, the plans that were made, good and bad, the trades that were made, good and bad. It's more. You'll get more by knowing why and the conversation than you will going forward. And the third is go to TradeGateHub YouTube channel. Could be part of our almost 8,500 subscribers doing 2 videos a day. Coach this morning already garnered 320 views. And you know what? I probably won't even get that much that week. And I probably shouldn't, considering that Coach leads by example and seen more than I have. And knowing that all the traders in here are very professional, I have no ego. It's brilliant. What do we have here? Who's saying hello? Nobody saying hello? Good. I won't say hello to you either. $8,500 subscribers doing 2 videos a day. Coach this IBM down 11%. SPY's Q's near the lows. Google can't hold it. IBM's down 11%. BE. They love BE. I'm telling you. That BE's taking monstrous calls up and down all around. SPGI, new low of the day. I'm not in it. Google, green to red, lows. Poor action. Doesn't matter what the stock is to a degree. I think it did get upgraded, but it's not how they open. It's how they close. It is. Not to say it's over, but that's been the stronger of the strong. Now, listen, when I get to the screen here, we might have some problems. And what is the problem, you ask? First of all, SGHC bearish. What's this piker doing? Peggy bearish. They're pounding Peggy at the lows. That's a good point. If you want to know what this means, either go through, read through the comments. This was the opposite of what happened on Friday. There's Microsoft. IBM. There you go. Well, we'll go to the chart, but another one. This Twitter feed or blurb, if you will, is emblematic of everything that you should use. At least go off my direction. Is A, I only follow a couple of people. B, that's pertinent news. People that know what's going on. IBM falls after Anthropic announces Cloyd can streamline COBOL code. My God, look at, but you know what? That could have said, my God, look at that. That's, what? That's IBM's as American as George Washington and apple pie too. Look at this thing, 248 to 230. Everybody, listen, it never gets old. These fundamental state will never gets old. Very few people I would give my money to. This is one of them. And that's what we should all be doing, believe me. And believe me, I've been doing this almost 30 years. I'm a leader, not a follower. I like to be reminded. I'm a leader, not a follower. Hugo, Tony Pistachio's okay, and thank you for asking. You know what, Hugo? There's a lot going on. Juice, thank you for asking. A person that has, not frantic, there's a lot going on. You could say, what the hell's going on with this and that, and riot. But he asked about Tony Pistachio. Very within himself. It's a good quality. This freaking Cloyd is just killing the country. We're killing everything. Goldman Sachs, like, again, we talk about price action and the such. Please study this. Goldman Sachs put it on this bot now on its conviction buy list at 111. They want, even down here, they want it out so bad that they used that. They wanted to pop to get out. I'm not kidding. That's really what happened. And you know what? If that would have happened, service now by conviction list, this stock would have been up, 10, 20%. Here it is. Microsoft. That looks, flip the chart up. You know what? You got to be a reminder. Flip the chart upside down. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Here it is. The big daddy of them all. The former SanDisk. The form in the video of the 1980s. What a shame. What a shame. And by the way, seriously, that's why Google's going down, because it's in the same quant. This apparently is a quantum situation. And Google and IBM are the real two major quantum computing stocks, if you will. Amazing. It's a shame. Tandem diabetes. Well, the good thing about that is There's a bunch of good things about tandem diabetes. There's a bull market somewhere. Something with the word diabetes is doing something good for people with that disease. That looks good. I'm sure that's not a hoax. So I'm glad for people. It might be some sort of breakthrough. I'll do my due diligence later. Listen, you want to know? I didn't watch it yet, and I don't want to say I apologize. I haven't had time. Any situation going on with the market, I would reverberate. I'm sure back to what Coach said this morning. Anything macro. I'm not saying that Coach can't pick a freaking stock because he's very good at the mags and the macro ones. But anything about the market, reverberate back to Coach, because you know what? When I see this, my last point, whatever you want, before I get back into the action. Anybody that knows me knows, well, the market's doing. Suppose like this, all right? The market, we were here, the market went up every freaking day, whatever it was. Well, the market, they think I'm a hedge fund. Well, the market goes up every day. We must be doing great. I said, God, you think I'm going to buy SanDisk? I'm not the guy to buy SanDisk 19 days up in a row. The answer is no, I'm not. The market goes up every day. I don't do well. This is what you look at. The ones that really know me know this. They look at the TV. They don't look at the spies. They don't look at the Qs. They don't look at TNA. I'm leading into look at TNA, by the way. Bad. Ooh. Oh no! All right, the bulls can say last time it did this, it went back up. Fine, I get it, fine, but I don't think the spies were in the same, were they? No, we were actually. All right, it is what it is. All right, but they look at this, the VIX. Man, now, you know what? This is what it says to me. Because it's obviously a little bit on the look at the VIX with relative RSI. Granted, it's not it's not popping to 90 when the RSI over here, is 82. But you can even go back, in October. This October RSI high was 69. The RSI not. Bottom line, this feels binary to me. You're not going to get. I don't think you're going to get chopped. I don't think you're going to get chopped. And you know why I don't think you're going to get chopped? Because this is what goes through my mind again, right or wrong. Correct me. It's a freaking democracy here. Because you got this in the way. This is either going to go below all in this. They're compressed. The VIX, they're compressed. It's either going to undercut and everything's going to be okay again. But you know what? All the big guys are telling me, well, okay. KREs are short. That's what I've been told. But I'm not doing it. I'm not in it. I don't do what I'm told most of the time anyway. But they're compressed. I implore you, you must have gone through your earnings already. This is not going to end well today. This is not going to end well. eBay. I sweated out eBay at 91 the other day. Sweated it out after earnings. 91. It was 91. Hasn't had an uptick since. Yeah. There's the earnings, eBay. There it is. Boom. There's my, trust me, it was 91. Is that in the post market? NVO. Poorhouse, the penthouse to the poorhouse. It's over. Not even you think it was a software stock. That hurt a lot of people. You know what? First of all, it's there's other weight loss drugs, there's other things, but this stock hurt people. This hurt, I believe, portfolios, and I'm talking about like retirees and stuff, that type of thing. Percent losers list, my generic one. It's on my platform. And let's go to my view settings. If it doesn't have 2 million shares, there's a lot going on here. It's not a light day, so it's got to have at least 2 million. And then we'll look at its average volume to me to be interested. NVOX, APPX, NVO, we brought it up. Grail followed through. Oh, the big guys made it here. This worked. Grail. Look at that range. Grail worked. All right. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. MDB. Look at this thing. My Lord, what a shame. I feel bad. You know what I mean? Stock was forfeit. You go on a cruise. You go on a VI. You go on a like a Viking cruise, a VIK cruise. And you come back 2 weeks later and you got MDB. And this thing's really very 450. That's all right, no problem. MDB on the list. RNG. IBM's there. And D-Dog. D-Dog, I think, was the first to break. No one wants a part of it. Listen, thing's not even oversold. Some could take that. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to tell you something. One thing that's hanging in there, and it might save the market. It literally might save the market. NVIDIA, all right? It's almost acting like an oil stock. Holding above all the moving averages, trying to hang in there. And you know what I see? Just note it. We'll learn. I'm not in it. NVIDIA. Calls. Million. NVIDIA. Calls. 1.5 million. They're buying. Let's see what this is more of a trading lesson. Obviously, NVIDIA's into earnings is the situation. But no matter what the stock, to a degree, my point being, when you have, well, suppose let's call NVIDIA an overall, let's say it's an S&P stock. It does take a lot of this. When you see a stock showing tremendous relative strength, and you can't argue it's showing tremendous relative strength. And then it's having those type of calls spread out. March 20th, they could very easily go to this Friday, or even a week out after that. They're going into March, meaning they might be wrong before they're right, but that's what you want to see, whether it works or not. Majority of the time, they do. I don't know if it's Juice is there or who else is there, but if one person hears this lesson, it just might make a difference. Back to the drawing board. Bitcoin lows, it's over. The longer that the longer that was coiled, the longer it was coiled. Man, I got to get out. Oh, by the way, let's leave it at this. I led off with BE activity. BE's in the look at this guy. Look at this freaking freak. My God, this is getting exciting. BE, June. The guy's in for 5 point. That's a whale bet. That's not even like something that would be on like Monster Whale or normal cheesy option flow things. Look at this thing. That's what you want to see. Mark this down. Mike V's video. BE will give it 160. My God, that's incredible. What a freaking move. NVIDIA and BE. You want to buy BE and I hope someone's seeing this. If not, they can always go back and press play. BE. Good, Sharon. I'm glad. You too, Hugo. Thank you. It was a good point. Hold on a second. I'm serious, right? I mean, the point I'm making, you guys, I see who's on. With BE in the videos, what you want to see net. That's clean, price action, calls, trend, everything you believe in. You can't deny that NVIDIA's, I'm not saying buying, I'm not in it. But with NVIDIA compared to what the rest of them are doing, especially the that's what you want to see. It's the VIX that's the issue. What time is it? You know what? I got it. Look, Apple. All right. This is safe. You know what? The market goes down. Apple goes. This is Apple. Again, I bet you put Procter and Gamble over the Apple chart. It looks more like Procter and Gamble looks more like Apple. Just like it's almost like a consumer cyclical staple. It's such a big bank and pays such a huge dividend. Procter and Gamble hasn't come out with a cereal in a while. I don't think that Apple's come out with a product. They just make Lucky Charms and the iPhone better. Let's get to earnings. I can't. I need to see it because I didn't look at it yet. Where am I? Go to the Mike V room because I know I posted earnings, and we'll blow this thing up. What's today? Hims after the close. Brilliant. See the Hims? See that Hims? I look at Hims. I might look. To me, there's another one. FANG. FANG was the original FANG before Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. FANG is the best of the best, one of the best oil stocks, by the way. They're looking at the. Let me get back into the earnings. Hims, FANG, OVV, the other oil in the morning. Cipher. That Cipher tried to hang on. It tried. It's still not doing that badly, relatively compared. That is earnings in the morning. What else? AS, one of my worst trades in a long time. Home Depot, by the way. One of my worst trades in a long time. I flinched. Here's Home Depot bouncing up. The bigger the stock, the more they hold moving averages. AS. I can't. I sold this right here. I can't believe I sold a lot. I sold 18,000 shares. I'm still sick to my stomach. Look at that. Oh my God, I flinched. It was that bad day. Everybody flinched and everything. That SPY day. And that was the day analogous to today when I hunted AS. Oh, I mean, the Bitcoin fear and greed right here. There it is at 8. And that was last night. All right. So I'm sure the IGV, the software index, is the same. Okay. They're going to at one point eat the short squeeze to a degree. Are you going to make more money trying to buy the IGV or something, or short, making a shot trying to short PG, for example, when they rotate? That type of thing. Somebody told me the stock is going down real hard, like gonna get cut in half. He did. Somebody told me I believe the stock. I was told the stock's going into the 70s. And when a person of 30 years who doesn't give a lot, I try not to give an opinion unless I'm asked, and I don't blurt things out. Irresponsibly. I hear it's going down hard. Is what it is. Not in it. Do too much. Now again, you could use this headline in many ways. IBM, third biggest crash this century. Second was COVID and the dot-com bubble. And we're just talking about a normal Monday morning. Obviously, we know what goes on, what's going on with this. So just, it's not, I mean, those are two exogenous events. COVID and the dot-com. And here we are. It's, some random Monday. And it just tells me, man, there's trading. It was trading. I leave it to the professionals. I see the VIX up like that. I got to know my bike. I got to know what I'm in this for. NVO. You know what? Listen, this is a stock that probably should be taken, just because people that bought this base, just margin calls. The only thing that's holding me back is NVO is such a major ARB, and ARB is a poor terminology for it, or it's thick, as they say, so much volume. The only thing that's holding me back from being aggressive, maybe the downside, and it's not really, it's kind of a cop out or it's a cheap excuse, is the 40 strike price. But there are margin calls here, just margin call. You go down another couple of percent. There are margin calls still. And with other areas to play in the market, there are other areas to go to. Stock picking still. People will. It's not like there's a whole red board and there's going to be some huge wave of some S&P of some dead cat bounce, universal dead cat bounce. There's people. If I'm long this, I'll be like, all right, I'll sell it. I'm looking forward to him's earnings or maybe another part of the sector. Some other part of rotation. That's why something like this, it's like a poker hand. You know what I mean? It's a bad hand. All right, let's go. The VIX is what you want. The VIX is the issue. All right, we all know what's going on in software. Google read the green. We know the banks are getting hit. Oils are hanging in there. We know the whole narrative. All right, let's go. Right? You with me? Strongest sector on the board to a degree. First of all, you can't deny those BE calls. Let's get back to what's important. NBIS is an animal. An animal. Above all the moving air. NBS is in the Apple category. Is everybody with me? Hold on. Maybe NBS is in the Apple category above the it's in the NVIDIA category. Has every reason for you to love this stock. Every reason. It even looks good. What is it? What is this thing? Cup and handle? What? It's got some sort of sexy thing. Chart. The chart looks good. NBIS pure. IBRX, you're welcome. Lunar, I'm in it. Lunar, I'm in it. I sold some up there, and I'm buying some. I'm in it. There's the daily on Lunar. I feel the Lunar, especially with the short float. It's one of the top 20 shorts. It's not why I'm in it. Lunar holding a gap above all the moving averages. I mean, it's you're going to buy Lunar. Or you're going to buy some Microsoft here. Look at the moving. Look at the 200 day. So Lunar, I'm in it. Okay, you want to talk poker hand? I'm not heavy in it. I should be, but I'm not. It seems too good to be true with this stock today. So maybe that's my fault. Let's look at stocks taking calls going out for the long term, no matter what type of trader you are, because we're fast and furious in here. And if you're catching up, if you I'll point at everybody. They want other, a lot. They're on my Twitter feed. These guys do live shows. This is fast stuff. Not a lot of people throw around millions here. Believe me, don't show their portfolio. Doesn't mean they're better traders. I'm a better trader. Calls, SO, going out months. PBR, they love it. They still love it. It's not where a stock has been juice. It's where it's going. Maybe you want to buy it on a pullback. But again, that's what you want to see. Did we miss it? Yeah. Okay. MT, I mentioned in TGH, but more calls. It is what it is. It's a steel stock. It's in the right sector for it to keep going. Wouldn't want to short it. CRWV, that's in the NBIS group. CRWV calls. Not as good as chart taking calls. To no surprise, they go into Verizon. BE. What's him's doing? I feel bad for this IBM. You want to know why? My mom has this. And this is part of my freaking inheritance. Not that I'm going to need it. No, I'm kidding. No, IBM, listen. Big Blue. Big Blue. You know what we used to call for those here? The little anecdote. Everybody calm down. Anecdote time. You want to buy take the BE and you might throw anything on you? My picture? Good, because I can act like it's a fireside chat. Before technology took over, market makers, when you used to see people running around, for those younger ones out there in the pit, humans, knocking over humans, they were market makers. And the market was made by a human being. Much like listen, if you play cards, sure, you're aware of the statistics that obviously an ace king is better than the 2-3, but it's by the way they hold your hands or the way they hold their eyes. humans had tells when they showed, bids and asks. And the guy at IBM I knew well. He was on the train with me from Long Island. And the symbol, the acronym from IBM was when you wanted to trade it, because it used to be a really expensive stock. And the thing was, I've been mugged. That's how hard it was to trade. You want to trade IBM? I've been mugged. Back to the drawing board. Thought I'd share it. You got to follow Mike Zaccardi, not because he's Italian. A lot of people follow him. Look, everybody I follow, look at the boys. We all follow him. Okay, good point, Mike. 5 to 11 sectors are up. It doesn't mean you got to trade them. It means if it's part of the repertoire, this sinks in. Are you going to remember when software was kept getting hurt and the banks were getting hurt? These cycles repeat themselves, meaning rotation. What's up? Staples, healthcare, utilities, and energy. Utilities and energy. SO is taking calls. PBR is taking calls. Verizon's taking calls. Consumer staple, you probably freaking throw Apple in there. I'm going to nail that HIMS. HIMS is either going to 0 or to 50. Somebody's listening to TradeGateHub and is shorting Planetary right there. Somebody put out some puts. Bravo. Thank you for watching. Here's the board. I'm down. See this? I have 200,000 shares. This dog. It's my whole P&L. IONQ, I'm in. I'm in. And you want to know why? It's taking calls, and the other ones are all positive. Even QBT, RGTI, these quantum stocks with IBM should be down. So I bought, what is this thing? Would I buy IONX? I'm in. Look at it moving this thing. I'm in it, baby. Ooh, baby. What's breaking high? Let's be honest. Let's talk business. Silver. Okay. Silver breaking high into the close. Okay. HL. Trader Stewie's favorite position. If you don't know Trader Stewie, ask. Okay. Cipher. Iron. It's not. See this. What I do is maybe it's I always rotate. I always go through the charts and I rotate. For example, here's this, whatever you want to call it, cyber. NBIS is the strong. The only one that I bought on the bot, tried to buy, is Team. A long Team. That's the one. I'm in it. Hold on. I'm in it. I don't suggest it. AG taking calls. This is what you want to see. My God, AG Majestic Silver. As silver is breaking high, here's Majestic Silver making new highs out of nowhere. How the hell did that happen? AG taking calls. Coin. This freaking freak stepping in with a $5 million bet next year, January. Are you skittish? Come on, step up. I want to see freaking February, March 20s, January. All right, go away. I'll see you next year. Have a nice day. silver. All right, let's stay within ourselves and look at some charts for a second. If you're there, hold on, let me take it off the video so you can see the charts. All right, let's look at by the way, here's a couple of coins here. Mark it down, get a demo. Put a demo on it. The demo, go see TGH demo, buy some coin, do the same freaking thing. IBRX. Let's look at some former winners. There's HIMS. All right, what have we been trading lately? Let's look at some charts. Let's be professional. QXO. When is okay? QXO. No matter what size trader you're on, we're going to start a position again in this. Matter of fact, I did buy 2,000 shares today. Started in the fund. QXO. Here's a stock that you need. It's self-explanatory for those long listeners. For those that are new, go watch a bunch of videos on TradeGateHub. 27 to 24, holding the upper range gap, coming down on lower volume, what you want to see. Starting a position in QXO. I am prepared to go as low as the gapper, 23, 22, starting QXO. Still taking calls. My God. Jesus Christ. Sorry. New mind. I bought CC today, traded well. You know what? CC on Friday. All the other ones, LYB was, all the other ones are up. CC was just a one-day washout. Look at LYB. Time to add. You want to? You know what? LYB getting the highlighter. LYB adding to LYB. The fun. The CC, I got it. All the other ones are positive. I'm saying, why is this thing down? Friday it was down 20. You know what's that? Down 20% CC. I'm saying, listen, and I'm stepping in there too, baby. Yeah, look. I couldn't believe it. There's my sales. Was my sales 1785, 1782? But you know what? This was 16. 16 to 782 is a sell the move. Couldn't believe it. I traded. We run through the volatility. Next. MT calls, PBR, NVIDIA calls, obviously. BE, self-explanatory. Okay, we have some good participation. FSM. J Norm doesn't usually sell early. Ooh, sorry, J Norm. My word. Yeah. You know what, Miss Sherry? I know CRWD. All the guys, listen, the wise guys are in this. The same people that are in CWRD are buying NVO and HIMS and for example, and like Chewy. I get it. Don't get me wrong. At least you didn't buy Peggy. You know what I mean? Or at least you're in the best of. You know what you're in? Well, at least we think it is the best of breed. That's fine. You went down with the best of breed. I'm not placating. You know I'm not shy. Good job. TLT okay? Yeah, absolutely. Quite honestly, if you have something that might move like the VIX says, if it does actually make that move up, you just got to, listen, I feel it is binary. I just hate to use that term so much, but it feels like the VIX is TLT's. Maybe the move hasn't. Well, I'm not going to say it hasn't started, but the biggest move comes at the end. And if something like the VIX pops like that, you want to be in it, right? And he calls on text or BC, no, but I know why he is. No calls or BC on text. Nobody's buying boats. I know BC. I hate that stock. The answer is no. All right, let's look at the 52-week low list. The low list. Netflix. Oh, by the way, the same ones that are buying CRWD are also buying Netflix. And by the way, I was buying Netflix by some miracle. I'm showing discipline, and I punted it when it was poor. Netflix, Adobe. All right, and this is the barometer, isn't it? At least it's like the European barometer, I think. You can't buy them without Adobe. These are the three you can't buy them without the software. Adobe, Oracle, just they're killing everybody with the overdebt and Microsoft. That's it. Here's the list. Another one. And there's a lot of wise guys in this thing. Jonah Lupton's one of them. And he's a good trader. I don't know if you know Jonah or follow him, but he's in TTD. And the same people who are in TTD are in Peggy. They're like 3, 4, freaking 5 times sales. Thank God. Like Peggy. Where's MBY? Oh, MBY. Is that a reverse split on MBY or else I'll have a heart attack? I shouldn't say that. No, it was a reverse split. MBY a reverse split. What it split like 4 for 1. All right, let's get back in here. I want to warn everybody on something. It's not negative or positive, because I'm not a jinx. I'm not saying I'm positive or negative. I'm not like good or bad luck, believe me, what I get to put it. But I did for the first time today. Ironically came up. I bought Werby. I'm in. See Werby? They're taking calls. And it's obvious that they went for that's the Mike V barometer. There's the Uber barometer, the stripper barometer, and the Mike V barometer. Yeah, there's Werby. Right there. There's Werby. I have an account. Today. There, and boom. I'm in Werby. And Werby's taking calls. They're either listening to TradeGateHub as a hedge, because they know I buy expensive glasses. I'll be the guy. Listen, I'm not obnoxious. I'm really not. But I'm the guy that buys 5 glasses. You know, I'm like, I'll click. I buy like 5 things. Werby. I bought them today. Noted. Coin. Am I going up too long? What time is it? 3:44. I gotta go. You guys there? Am I making sense? Are you laughing? You gotta have a sense of humor. Because when I click on my screen, I lose 10,000 a minute or make 10,000 a minute. Gotta have a sense of humor. Here's the fins. Listen, a lot of cool stuff. You know what it's getting down to? I don't like reading why stocks go down or up because then I form an opinion and try to be an analyst, and I'm not. But I do like reading like general macro, like the XLF down 7.4% year to date. Its worst start since 2000. It's a stat to me. I love stats. Stats, probabilities. SoFi down 10 of its. There's another stat. It's me and Jose, huh? Yeah, Jose?
Yes, sir.
You better become a better freaking trader. You better become an hell of a trader, man. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, good. Because I'm telling you, you're the one. All right. Yes, sir. This thing. Werby. Okay, we're going to let it go. I'm not going to the screen. It's Monday. Always another trade. The pure one, listen, go watch the video again. No matter how I articulated, the pure calls are NVIDIA, PBR, NBIS, MTSO, BE, Intel. So it's sneaking some coin in, maybe some Werby, but they're playing earnings. I don't put that much credence into it. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you for tuning in. I'll try to do better tomorrow. Cheers, trade well. It's an honor. Thank you again.